Hello, my name is Zen Mathe and I'm an investigator at Open Secrets.
Hi, my name is May and I'm also an investigator at Open Secrets.
And Open Secrets is a non-profit organization based in South Africa, Cape Town, when we investigate economic crime. Today we're going to talk about Open Secrets' latest investigative report, Digital Profiteers, Who Profits Next from Social Grants. And Abby will be giving a background on the context of the investigation.
Sure thing. So in early 2020, the South African government made an announcement that they will be providing a social relief of distress grant for the age group between 18 and 59 for people who were unemployed. So this was quite a major announcement throughout the entire country, specifically because not only was it being made through the hard lockdown for South Africa during the COVID-19 pandemic, but this specific age group from 18 to 59 and individuals who are unemployed have never really received social relief from the state before. And so for many social grant advocates and activists, this was a huge step in getting support for this particular group. And so what the state organ who is in charge of the social grant system did, which is known as the South African Social Security Agency, also known as SASSA, what they decided to do was to digitalize the entire application process for this SRD grant. And they did this in a variety of ways. They provided an email platform, they provided a USSD platform, but quite interestingly as well, and the focus for one of the main case studies for the report was that they provided a WhatsApp portal that was provided to them by a company known as GovChat. And what was interesting with this particular company was the fact that they were providing the service to SASSA completely for free. And this raised red flags for us because it didn't make any sort of sense that a for-profit company would be making their services free in any shape or form. And this was a massive task to get done as well. And so those were one of the key concerns for us. But another civil society organization known as Black Sash, who has done extensive work for social grant activists and grant recipients, they also came to us and brought a series of red flags to us as well. And their major concern was that this company was not only providing the services completely for free, but the company itself was also gaining quite a lot of media attention from SASSA, despite the fact that there were other forms of digitalization processes for the SRD grant taking place as well. And one of the major concerns for Black Sash was the fact that in the past, we had a case known as the Net1/CPS case, which basically involved two companies called CPS and Net1. So CPS was the company that was basically given the contract to service all the grant payments for the entire social grant system. And what that meant was this one company had complete control over the grants payments and how those grants were being paid to recipients. And what they did is they used a smart card technology to make the process of grant payments simpler and easier, as well as making it more accessible for grantees and grant recipients who were unable to get to banks or local shops in some shape or form. But with that technology, what happened was the smart card itself not only stored the data of the grant recipients in terms of biometric data, their information and location and such, but it also stored the information of all the transactions that were happening within that card as well. And so CPS and Net1 had complete access to that information. And with that, they were able to use that information to essentially allow their subsidiary companies to profiteer off of that information. And so what happened was their subsidiary companies placed financial products onto grant recipients' accounts without the grant recipients knowing that these financial products were being placed on their accounts. And so there were financial products such as funeral insurance schemes, airtime bundles, electricity bundles, and things of that nature being placed on grant recipients' accounts without their knowing and without their consent. And in that, Net1 had complete guarantee that that money and whatever financial products were placed onto the account would be completely paid back, because the grant recipients were guaranteed a grant at the end of every month. And so the concern here really was whether this new company, GovChat, and their close relations with SASSA might produce similar or in different ways the same sorts of risks that Net1 presented as well.
What we mean by a digital profiteer is the sense that these companies generate extensive profits from systems that harm vulnerable people. And Open Secrets investigation really tries to draw attention to the dangers of the new frontier of digital profiteers by focusing on the private companies that seek to profit from their control of and access to South Africa's digitalized and digitalising social grant system. And in the digital welfare state, what we really draw out is that private companies seek to profit from the data gathered from through digital grant systems across the world. And this is not only seen in South Africa. We've seen international examples that comes at a huge social cost, where the access to information and private information is offset against an individual's livelihood, and I think that's what we really draw attention to in this investigation.
So just to be clear, the report is very forward-looking, and we found no crime being committed by GovChat. But there are definitely substantial risks being presented here. And the main reason for Open Secrets doing this investigation is to raise those red flags and raise the voices and eyes towards privacy rights and digital rights.
But what is interesting is that GovChat's main investor, which is a fintech company known as Capital Appreciation, aka Capric. What is interesting is that Capric themselves has come out and stated that, they do see a future where GovChat turns into a commercial enterprise. And I'm actually going to read something from one of the articles that was published with Bradley Sachs, who is the CEO of Capric. And so Bradley basically said that, they do expect GovChat to become a commercial entity, right? So in their view, they see that GovChat could, in some way or form, evolve to a mechanism of grant distribution and payments. Is very much in our DNA. We have a payments division and we have a software division, and the entire GovChat platform has been developed using the synthesis technologies of big data and analytics and artificial intelligence. And so the gist of that statement, right, is that not only do they see GovChat becoming a commercial entity, but they the investment, but they also make it very clear that in the future for GovChat, they do see it in some form becoming a payments division. And that links us... From which they can profit. And that links us back to the Net1 case.